What's up guys, I'm Alex. Today I will be installing a Ktuned performance fuel rail for this car. It's a 2015 Honda Civic Si. What you're going to need is a 12mm socket and a flathead screwdriver. It's a very straightforward process. I just want to cover all the bases. Fairly easy to do, so I'll just walk you through it. I removed that bolt right there, that's a 10. Along with the 12, you're also going to need a 10mm to get most of the other bolts. There's only really one ground bolt that's important, but if you want to get a few things out of the way, it's usually 10mm. So you're not gonna have this piece in your car. This is a stainless steel line for my cash can. You can just move that out the way. We got the old fuel rail right here. We just need to take them out with the 12mm socket. Now before we take off the fuel rail, we have to take out the fuel line. You got this plastic cover. What you want to do is just flip it over and it'll come off like that. Then you want to get this snippet off. Before I do that, I just want to wrap this, keep it under there, because I was recently just driving and there will definitely be fuel spilling out. Don't worry about it too much. Just make sure that you clean up afterwards. The problem is that there is this piece underneath it that you're gonna have to take off. Yeah, we got a big leakage, but that's fine. It's off. So after you spray fuel everywhere, you just want to pull these tabs out and make sure you don't lose these. These are to hold in the injectors. Don't lose these. And then just come up. You're gonna might still be fuel in there. Just make sure. Get rid of that. That's a lot of fuel in there. Now while I have the injector removed, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this down, just clean it up a bit. Once you've cleaned up a bit, you're gonna want to get your fuel rail ready. Now it comes with these bolts. Okay. Since these cars, the newer cars, use that plug-and-play injection type port, you're gonna want to get this Ktuned adapter to fit this port. So it's gonna be going like this. This is the inlet port. I'm gonna screw the adapter on. You want to tighten that, and then we're not using this port, so we're gonna plug that off. This piece comes into the. This piece comes with the rail, and it's starting to rain. We have all 4 injectors in. You're gonna want to reuse the clip that, if you have this car, you want to reuse the clip that came off the stock fuel rail and just slap it on the adapter. It'll click right in. And once this is in, it'll clip right back to the stock fuel line. Remember to place back in your clips to hold in the injectors. You might want to do this step now as opposed to later, so it's just easier to do. Alright, son, I didn't notice. You're gonna have to take these screws out to be able to put in the new fuel injector. So let's do that right now. The trick I did here, whenever you want to take out a stud, you put in 2 screws. The top screw, the bottom screw is basically going to be the screw to take out the bolt. The top screw is basically going to be there. You put it in, you tighten it, and then you, let's see. Once this is tightened, you can start taking off the stud by loosening this bolt. So this is tight, you grab this bolt, and then you start loosening it as if it's an entire bolt, and it should pull out. We have an issue over here. This line won't let the bar go in because this sits lower. So we're gonna have to see what we can do about these lines right here. And this is a coolant line. So we can probably remove this bolt to take it down, or we can unplug it and then plug it in once it's underneath. But once it's underneath, I'm just scared that there just won't be enough clearance for this. So let's take off the 10mm bolt. If that doesn't work, then we'll see if we can move this. So update, I got it to go underneath it, underneath the lines. There you go. And I realized I don't really need the adapters because it sits flush with the port runners. And I've already squeezed in the injectors. Just make sure each one is in there nice and snug. And once that's in there, you're gonna want to start putting these bolts in. So now you just want to reconnect your injectors. So I have these small zip ties. I'm just gonna try to get it behind here. So there you have it. You got your aftermarket fuel rail installed. To me, it looks dope. So, quick recap: we took off the old one, replaced the stock fuel rail with this Ktuned fuel rail. We had an adapter plate that we connected straight to the intake feed fuel line. Figured out some things, troubleshoot it. Now let's try and start it up. So I turned the ignition on. Everything has power, and we're checking for leaks right now. If you have any type of leaks going on, stop immediately. It looks like we're good. So I'm gonna try to start it up.